Okay. Welcome, welcome. I had planned to start streaming earlier, but we're trying to figure out something for the hellhole space I'm in right now. So, didn't end up working out. So, we are back to our puzzling. Um, and after I went out last night, went to see a movie, I came back. I left the game open accidentally, and I left the game open accidentally for like 8 hours. Um, but after we went to go see The Running Man, sorry, it didn't work out. What didn't work out? What didn't work out? And also, hi, Sil. How's it going? Oh no. So like, you said you were trying to work something out for the space. Oh yeah. No, 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 no. It's not that it didn't work out. So I currently stay in a basement. So we were looking at, and I currently my space is basically a bed, uh, like an old recliner, and my quote unquote desk is a pop up TV tray. So I have very limited space to do anything. Um, like there's a like I'm on a bit like I have everything on a TV and whatnot or what have you. So we were looking at getting rid of the recliner, getting like an office style chair, and then getting like a legitimate desk. So the desk is ordered. It was a matter of trying to figure out what kind of chair to get. And that's kind of why I was asking in Punch's chat last night, in which the chair he recommended was actually one of the chairs I was looking at last night, but that thing's like expensive. So didn't necessarily want to go out on that one and like settle for something that was like more in line with like I don't know $300 probably, just because I am going to be staying in it like near like indefinitely. Um, so we were looking at something like that, and we just haven't settled on the chair yet, or I haven't settled on the chair yet. So that was it. Just kind of took it just kind of took a couple hours, and then we still haven't gotten anywhere with it. So yeah, good chair, good bed, good investments. Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't want to buy. So like the one was a Herman Miller, which is like very good bed or very good chair, very good bed, very good chair. Let me just check. So my understanding of this is that I when I came back to this puzzle last night, I'll get back on the other topic just after we see about seeing this solving this puzzle. But I couldn't remember how we connect these. And when I came back from last night and I saw that I had still had this game open for 8 hours, I realized I think I was like doing part of it wrong. So I tried doing an outline like this, and I realized that wasn't stacking three on top of four, it was stacking two on top of like the four. So I'm gonna try this, and I haven't actually tried it yet since I wasn't gonna like try to solve a puzzle. So this is what I want, or at least something like this. So maybe it's actually more of how do I get it the way I want it? So that's not correct. So that's not how that one works. What about like this? Okay. So yeah, the two. So I think they all have to be a part of the shape itself. But that's what I couldn't try to figure out yesterday, and I kind of came to the epiphany of it last night. But yeah, no. So we were looking at a Herman Miller, but that thing was like, with all the different adjustments, it ranged like around like $1,500 or something like that. Um, which just means, yeah, that's gonna be a good chair because it's a Herman Miller, which is generally a good chair. But like, I don't have. How is this different? Oh, I see how it's different. Hmm. It's not as easy as this, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, so now we need 2. So 2 on the side. 2, 1, 4. So if we did something like 2, 1, and 4. I don't think this works because the 1 isn't in there. And it also doesn't seem to count it either. So why didn't that seem to count it? Why did it count the 4 at least? So I guess let's try... So this should give me the 4. I recognize it won't give me anything else. But I wasn't trying to get anything else there. I imagine they all have to be inside, right? Like I can't do this. Because although that's 4 stacked on top of each other, it doesn't have... Yeah. So how do we connect these in a way that... No, because once again, that I needed to have the... I need to have it connected. So my understanding would be this... No. So if we do it like this, this should give me the 2 of them. Right, okay. So then, how do I get... This doesn't make any sense, I recognize that, I'm just seeing what's gonna happen. Okay. So how do we get... Is it even possible to get the 1 situated by itself? I don't think so, because we'd have to do it like this. So how do we stack the 1 with the 2 and with the 4? Because we still need to also go and get it so that it's over here. Don't we? Or maybe we don't. Maybe I'm thinking about it incorrectly. Because it doesn't work like this, right? Because it's... This shouldn't work. How is this one supposed to go? So I understood this one, you know, 4, 3, 3. But then when I come over here, I need 2, and it needs to somehow be interconnected to these dots, right? Because I can't just do this next to it and it give me it. It needs to be a part of it. So how do I get... So I can either do it like this to get my 2, or I can do it like this to get my 2. But then, how do I get the 1? Because as far as I'm aware, there's no way to get the 1. So, I need the 1 to be attached to something, don't I? Okay, I believe I have another puzzle I can work on in the same exact area, so I'm just going to quickly come over here, see if I can't get this. How did I do it on this way? So I did like that. So why doesn't it work like this? Why doesn't it work this way? It works this way, right? So we come back around this down here. Yeah, but then we can't do this. What about if we do this way? Would this work? No, because then I can't get back that way. This won't work. Is there a way to get it? Hmm. I I see a way, I think, without revealing my whole thoughts. I'm considering the 1 plus 2 as a 3. I'm seeing the 1 and 2 plus 2 as a 3. I didn't think that would work. 2 needs to stay horizontal, so my 3 is also horizontal. Oh, interesting. Then how do you... But then how do you get the 1 connected to the 3? Or how do you get... Yeah, how do you get the... You'd have to... Like... Let's see... So if we did like this... This shouldn't work, right? Because the... So how do we get... Because like, so... We know this works. We know this works for 2 of them. So I'm just going to look at this for a hot second. Well, not exactly, because obviously that's a 3 and not a 2, but... Um... Is there a way to, like, combine them? I recognize I'm literally just doing, like, the same exact shit I just did. So that's 2. First consider how to place a 3 and a 4, still hit all the yellows, then how to draw the line. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Sil. It's just I'm trying, like, I'm trying, Sil. I'm not good. I admit the dumb. 2 needs to stay. Yeah. We already read that one. First, consider how to place a 3 and a 4 and still hit all 3 yellows. Then, how to draw that line. Well, This would probably be the easiest, no? So, no. Because, right, like, if we could do 1, 2, because this is the 4. So if we can... But it has to, I guess, only be encompassing that shape. That doesn't hit the 1? Is it because I don't bring in the 1? But doesn't... Oh, it doesn't hit the 1 because you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. And this doesn't work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, because this... Does this hit any of them? No. So we're 5 high. So theoretically, like, this should technically hit all 3 if there was a way to bring in the 1, right? But then the issue becomes... Just move a horizontal 3 and vertical 4 block. What do you mean by ignore the line? It'll help to ignore the line for a minute. Just move a horizontal 3 and 4 block. Well, that's the horizontal 3 and 4 block. If we're looking at a horizontal, there's the 3, here's the 4. Right? Yes, but again, it doesn't hit the 1, so move them around. Oh, am I just stupid? What if I do that? This won't work because it already threw up the no on the other one. And I already... Wait, hold on. This doesn't work. Right. Okay. So we ignore that. That's what the L looks like. So if we instead... Hello, how's it going, Andy? It's going. It's going, Andy. How's your day been? I've been stuck on this puzzle for, well, I guess no, technically we were over here at the beginning of when we started. So we've gotten a couple puzzles in. I'm eating glue while Syllaby's trying to teach me how to do shapes. How's your day going? You got MTG at the end there. You a big fan of Magic the Gathering, or what's up with that? What? Okay. 3, 4. And it needs to be a vertical 4 with a horizontal 3. Horizontal 3. But it needs to hit, so... Let's see. But then how do we grab... This shouldn't work. Yeah. Yeah, I used to play a lot of MTG, not so much these days. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel somewhat the same way about Magic. Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know why you necessarily stopped playing. I've stopped playing because I haven't really found it to be. I'm not in an area where I can easily access a community aside from like doing like MTGO or MTGA, and I um, find that both of those platforms don't lend them. I partially need the social side of Magic the Gathering to offset the um, frustration of the RNG sometimes. So when I am just like grinding on one of the online platforms, it doesn't help me because it because there is no socialization. There's just emotes, and I take all emotes as acts of aggression. So it doesn't work out. Okay. So if we look at it as a horizontal 3 and a vertical 4, but there's only so many places. Oh, am I just? So I mean, theoretically, this is 3, this is, but it didn't work with the other one either, did it? So this shouldn't work. But what if instead? No, but it can't, it has to grab the 4, right? It has to grab the other one, so this shouldn't work. Yeah, I didn't think it would. Because I mean, like, the thought process here is like, this would be our 4, right? And then this also grabs our 1 and our 2, but for obvious reasons we can't do it that way. And as we just tried, once we block off this, we're out. We can't get back. Unless it was... Hmm. Outside of capturing your yellows and reaching the exit, I think your line can do whatever. But yeah, no. Andy, what was your format of choice? I wanted I don't think necessarily I don't know. I was gonna say I don't necessarily think talking more about the puzzle is gonna work out in my favor, but at the same time, I'm just trying to somehow sometimes and obviously I'm just doing the same exact shit over and over and over again. But what if we just like took a look around? What if we fidgeted a bit? We need to grab this at the last moment, right? But then how do we do that? Oh wait, maybe? Oh, we got there! I'm dumb! We got there! Mostly modern and legacy, some commander, if just chilling with friends. Gotcha, gotcha. What was your modern and legacy decks? What was your legacy deck? Legacy and vintage were always something that were interesting to me, but like due to like the price sort of thing, I wasn't about it. Okay, let's see. We have a 2, we have a 3, we have an up and a thingamajiggy. What the fuck? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like theoretically, No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that shouldn't work, right? Because it's close, I believe. No, not that way. It's close if I do it 1, 2, 3. No, it doesn't. Because it'd have to be like this, right? Yeah. Interesting. I would always brew random nonsense decks? Gotcha. Well, in that case, are you like, control player, combo, stacks? What's, mostly green Zenith piles in Legacy? So you're just playing like Dryads and, well, look, you're playing, yeah, so you're playing like Dryad piles? Because I imagine if you're running Green Suns, you're always running Dryad. I would be very surprised if that wasn't the case, but, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, just fair mid-range stuff normally? Gotcha. Tell me, did you run with like well, actually I guess no, because you don't you don't really run into Wheel of Misfortune, right? You'd run into um Time Twister. I have a Reaper King Commander deck I only ever got to play once. Was it like Changelings, or did you actually play Scarecrows? All my other games were mediocre standard decks. What era of standard did you play in? Oh, it's still talking now. Both of you guys are the same blue color, and I wasn't like actively paying attention to the name. I was just like looking at blue. So okay. So were you? Yeah. So were you playing actual scarecrows, or were you doing like changeling stuff, or did you like just kind of use it as just like a 5 color commander that you could like just to run? But yeah, what era of standard did you end up running in? Okay, let's see where we can get with this puzzle. So, in a similar vein to what we had last time, we could theoretically make like a box here, right? So well, not, well, this could make a 6, right? This could just make a 6 block. But how would we connect those is the question. So this works if we were technically only needing the top two. No, this wouldn't work that way. This would work if we only needed the top two. So how can we get back to that section? So 3, 4, this shouldn't work, and this won't work now. So what if we... Hmm. Just me versus friends from around 10 years ago. I remember liking the green the most. 10 years ago. 2015. Before the pandemic. 2013, I believe, was like around the times of Khans of Tarkir. 2015, would that be like Kaladesh? So were you playing like energy decks? I want to say 2015 was Kaladesh, or like Innistrad, Return, like the Shadows over Innistrad. Eldritch Moon. Oh, those are my those when I came and went for Magic a couple of times. Eldritch Moon was probably my favorite set at the time. But yeah, 2015 sounds like somewhere in the Kaladesh Eldritch Moon stuff. The Mythic Spider, Ishkan, yeah, Ishkana, yeah. I had that shit at a draft or at a sealed league, at a sealed one. That was a fun deck. I think I still absolutely got trashed because that was when I was first getting back into the game. I remember I pulled Gisela, and let me tell you, I never got to swing with it. I absolutely never got the fucking swing with Gisela. She literally hit the board and got killed by like any piece of removal. Oh, but it was such a beautiful card. It was my sealed promo card. So I have like the date stamp or whatever on it, and I like loved that card. The card was gorgeous. Especially when I got a foil promo Bracella. I did not buy the deck. That's one of my like most recent regrets as far as I never bought the Angel deck to go and get the new arts for Bracella and Bruna. But oh well. Okay, so let's I'm gonna go look at what do we got over here for changelings. So back to your Reaper question. Anything to not play the game, right? Like that's not true. That's not true. I'm just trying to figure it out at the same time. So we got changelings. Silent Departure. Remember the Fallen. All is Dust. Top quality. It took for a long while for that card to get reprinted. Death's Duet. Return two target cards from your graveyard to your hand. How many of these are actually artifacts? Wait, what is Scroll of Avacyn? Sacrifice Scroll of Avacyn, draw a card. If you control an angel, gain 5 life. What is that Soul Ring art? I know it's not your Soul Ring, cause that is. Oh, this must be from like the newest space set. Or it's not even the newest set anymore, is it? Fucking what is the newest set these days? Avatar. Avatar is the newest set. Yeah, the actual scarecrows. Exactly. Exactly. There were a couple scarecrows that came with the return like the returning Innistrad sets. So maybe I remember there being like explicitly there was I think there was like a mana dork scarecrow that came with um I think Shadows over Innistrad. But it doesn't look like that's in here, so maybe updated version of the deck I bought off eBay. Caw 27114. I'm only just looking at that description now. I tweaked it and updated it. $11 years ago, updated last 3 years ago. 11 years ago. Oh, updated last updated 3 years ago. Okay, so this is the updated list. Gotcha. So you really were going for like I want to go and you really went for the whole like blinking your stuff angle. At least that's what it looks like with a lot of these kind of like just return effects. Okay. I'm sure you both know a lot more Magic than I did, and definitely more than I do now. Uh, yeah, probably, but who knows? What's it really matter? I enjoyed the game. That's all that really matters. Playing scarecrows to destroy their stuff was the main theme, I think. I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like you're playing a lot more of the unsummon effects for your own stuff than it is for like removal against your opponents. Okay, let's see. How do we... So we managed to like figure it out with this one up here. So can we do something similar here? There's our four, or there's... Oh, that's... Oh, wait, hold on. No, wait, no, wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. No. We could only do this, and that doesn't get our three, right? Because it would be wrapped around. So this technically gets us everything but the three, if I'm understanding correctly. It doesn't get any of them. Oh, is it because it doesn't technically see? It's probably because it doesn't actually see that. So let's... So three... Hmm. We do need to get all the way over to this right corner in some capacity. But no, I just enjoyed the game. Obviously, like, I do wish I could play it more. I have way too many. I'm looking, like, directly from where I'm at. I am looking at, like, a pile of over, like, 100 playmats with different art on them. I liked playmats, and I bought a lot of playmats. It's just like, oh, this has shiny art, I like it. Oh, this has shiny art, I like it. So this theoretically... Yeah, no, it needs to... So, is there a way? So if we did something that like, what if we did like 5 down across the bottom? Can I do 5 across the bottom somehow? I don't think so. I think I can make, well, maybe I can do this. And that gets me my 2, but I don't think that gets me the 2 the correct way, right? Like, because they're not a part of their own shape. Because, like, theoretically, this doesn't do it at all. Yeah. Yeah, they need to go in their own shape. That's what I figured, but there was always the hopium and the copium, right? There's always the dream that the reality isn't real and you can do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. This gets these two though, right? No, no, because this is technically this would do it, right? Yeah. So is there a way to possibly combine this with the other one that we had? Probably not. But instead, what if we did this? No? What if we did... Hey! Exactly. Need the copium. Exactly. What did that do for us? Oh, it brought open that panel? Okay. So if we return to this puzzle real quick, what can we do here? So if instead... let's see. What if instead we did this? Something like that. That technically works, right? It would just be like they're pseudo reversed. So I was gonna say that does technically do the other two, but it doesn't do the one. Um, so is there a way to get this kind of thing going? So if I start this way, no. They just keep redoing the same thing. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, these one it almost works. So this gets us the two, but we need to like somehow rewrap this. So the other options are this doesn't work, and they can't be they have to stack on one another, right? They can't. It's not a matter of like, oh, we can. This isn't like legally both the like the four stack and the lion. So let's see. We've already tried this. We tried it like that. Right? Because then we can't get this. Unless... But that's gonna ruin the other one, right? Yeah. So there was the U. How else can these be? We could like theoretically do this, but that gives us only two of the shapes, and it doesn't actually give us the... So if we come back up here, and we go... How can you add the third shape and still collect the four? How can you add the third shape and still collect the four? That's what I'm trying to figure out still. Look, so I don't have a big brain. I have a tiny brain. Why did I choose a puzzle game? It's literally because of choice paralysis, and I'm like, this game looked pretty. I want to try to play it, and I heard it was hard, so I didn't really put too much thought into it after that. Um, I mean, if there was a way to technically go and like cut out the middle, that would do it, right? Technically, because you'd be working with like this. Oh, wait. It's not like... No, because that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work for any of them. Is there a way to like just somehow cut out the middle section? No, not like that at least. Can we do some like weird oblong shape? So like if we combine these not by their... So if we like did this as the 4, then grab that. Well, once again, the issue with that is... So what if we... Because like my thought process then went to, what if we tried to do something like that? I'm looking down in shame. I need you to know that. What does that give us? Does it just give us a shortcut? So it gets us back to here. Which doesn't really do a whole lot because our board was on the other side of that. Okay. Yeah, no, I think I mean, I played a lot of Magic. I think Standard, well, I shouldn't say, I never played Legacy, I never played Vintage. At the time, I never built a deck that oh, I know, that's not true. I never played, like, leagues of Modern. I mean, that's just this. Uh, I mean, is that just another one of these? No. So this is more... So this looks like it's 4, so we need like something that's... This is a weird shape. This is a wonky ass shape. So my thought here is that we need this section. So we don't really have a whole lot of room for this one. This obviously we don't currently have it in the shape, but so I guess technically it'd be like it'd look more like this, or not that. This would get us both of these, right? But how do we get that? Because my understanding of this is that there's two blanks in here. Like this. How does? So let's say. So this is our 3. This is our long. This is our long piece that's on the right. These are our other pieces on the left. But how do we stack 4 cubes? How do we stack 5 cubes in a grid of 4? So it has to actually be. So if instead we did it like this. So it should actually look like this, no? If we just bring it all the way back here and just do this? No. Because my thought process was, here's our 3 block. So, like, on top of our 4 block is the 3. But how do you account for that? Unless we'd have to have. Oh! Wait, hold on. Wait, how the fuck? Okay, so. So if we considered it more like this, if we. If we did that. Or we made this shape because this is our 3 by 3 with the 3 by 1 stacked on top of it. But we need that in like the middle to account for our 2 squares. This is a weird fucking shape, if I'm understanding this correctly. Yeah, so if we tried to. Okay, so if we just look at that again. But yeah, no, I played a bunch of Commander, but I like played like the Gambit. I had some combo decks. I liked artifacts. I like enchantments. I think enchantments is my favorite creature type, or my favorite creature type. Kill me. My favorite typing. Ads are about to start. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick breather. Probably just gonna stare into the void. Hi, Cindy. There are in fact no sharks in the bathtub. How are you doing? There's no sharks in the bathtub. Lady, what are you doing here? This is a bathroom. Everyone needs a lifeguard. Go stare and avoid and piss girl? Yeah, exactly. Alright, we're gonna quickly go stare into avoid and piss girl, and then we'll be back. The void is staring back. Yeah. Cindy, am I gonna have to like dedicate an emote to like swatting you with like a horny stick or something? Like spraying you, like spraying you with like a water bottle. I was like, Arthur. It's like, nah, his name's Andy. And then it's like, wait a minute, she's talking about Arthur fucking Morgan again. God damn it. So I was like, Cindy's interacting with the other member of chat. That's like, nope, she's talking about Red Dead. Never mind. Cindy Bonk. You know what? Yeah, that is necessary. Okay, I need to. I was like trying to pull up like Clip Studio Paint and like try to figure out how to do grid paper on there, cause like this shape is weird to me. It's a 4x4. So my understanding is that the two our two guys basically need to be here and reversed. So like we need this. But how? Because what it's kind of looking like to me is that I need to. Is there a way to somehow get. So this is the two. This goes up here. Then we have this. It's like this. There we go! I just wasn't cutting out the last square correctly. Can I not have a hobby that involves goon of a fictional man? It wouldn't be me if I didn't. I mean, Cindy, it's not that you have. Well, I guess Well, no, 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 Cindy. What you have to understand is you don't. You didn't have other hobbies. You just had gooning other men, other fictional men. That's all you had. You just picked up like knitting. Before that, there was only gooning fictional men and possibly women. But that was all that there was. That was literally all I ever saw you talk about. You just recently picked up, doing dick cozies and what have you and scarves. That's new. Okay. So we got through. Fantastic. When it's at a diagonal, does that just mean it can be in either direction? That's my guess. That is not what that means. What does the diagonal mean? Or can it only be rotated? So the reason this one didn't work is because I didn't rotate the one. I mean, this is one of them. And it doesn't let me do this. Feels like a rotate but not flip. Yeah, that's what it does seem like. So, okay, let's make two things clear. Crochet and knitting are totally different, okay? Get it right. I am learning to crochet. And two, it is a fucking hobby I always had. I just unleashed my potential when Baldur's Gate came out, okay? You unleash, yeah, the yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that you? Okay, so sorry, crocheting. My apologies. But yes, your other hobby before crocheting was gooning men, and that became your like main hobby. I don't know why we're having the argument. It's the fact. That is, Cindy. That is just another form of gooning, and we both know that. Hey, writing is a hobby, and I have done this since high school. Thank you. Once again, it's just a fast. It's just another way of gooning. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. We were talking about Magic the Gathering. Now all we're doing is talking about gooning fanfics. We had some semblance of normal conversation for a hot second, and now we're back to the usual. But thank you for being here, Cindy. How's your day going? How's your day been? Oh, we were talking about Magic the Gathering. I'm sorry. Let me pull out my special trophy loving husband who's a Magic the Gathering judge. Any questions? Yeah. When you play Humility and Opalescence, which one takes priority? Yay, layers! I mean, the answer is whichever like the answer is timestamps. The answer is which one came in first, which one came in second. But uh but then what happens when you fate? What happens when you destroy an enchantment and then they both phase in at the same time? Tomple! Still playing Tetris, but we've made progress. How is your day going, Tomple? Yeah, we've made some progress. Your day is technically ending. Is that a good thing? Or are we being like, oh, my workday's ending? Or it's like, oh, it's literally almost like midnight. Okay, so what can we do here? So we can rotate these. So this is technically one shape. Or if we did it like this. No, we can't do that one that way, right? So what if can we do them both on their sides? So like this? Oh right, no, because we have to actually have them in there. Can I reverse that so I can get them both in that like that way though? Like this? No, right? Because that doesn't work. No, this works, right? No, this doesn't work because it's not the right shape. No, because this one doesn't rotate into that other direction. And to be fair, I also play Magic, but I only play Commander because it's fun. And yes, I have a Commander deck of cats. Do you have the one that has Imminence as its like Commander ability? Do you have like the first cat or whatever, the green white one, or what's your? Nearly 1040. Gotcha, gotcha. Arabo, I believe is his name. Is that the first cat's name? That has like whenever you cast a cat, do X Y Z. I think it's Arabo. He had like a Modern Horizons 3 card or something that gives things like +2, +1. What can we do here? Okay. So we can rotate these. So my thing about rotation is I always forget how it technically, yes it is Arabo. Nice, I was right! Technically you could do the cats and dog commander, but I don't remember what that one's name is. I'm very surprised I managed to go. Oh, the Chibi one? Yeah, that was a great secret lair. That one was really cute. That one's also super expensive now, if I remember correctly. It That was like the first secret lair, I believe. I think it was a part of like the same drop that had like the Bitter Blossom with the new fairy arts and stuff like that. I loved that secret lair. I bought one of the cats and then like three of the Bitter Blossoms. I love Bitter Blossom. I love fairies. Yeah, the secret cat lair. That was a really good one. Okay, I'm like I'm currently drawing what way these shapes can go, cause for whatever reason that I can't tell you, I can't necessarily always rotate objects properly in my head. Then they had to go and put Baldur's Gay, and yes, I got Pookie now. I had to build a commander deck full of him. What color is Astarion? Is he red black? Or did they make him like or did they make him like Mardu? Or did they make him red, black, white? Or is he just black? I think he's just black. I know they have at least a black variant. I don't remember if he got another card that was also red, black, or something. I just realized I'm drawing parts of a certain kind of shape, and it's not exactly ideal. But I'm drawing them separated, so it's fine. He's black-white, which is weird. I mean, it makes sense. I'm kind of a bit surprised more that he's not Mardu, but let's see. So if instead it's something like this, I don't think we can, right? We could theoretically do this. No? No. Wait. No. Yes, I'm gonna go with it's not because he's a pale white elf. I'm gonna go with that is in fact incorrect, Cindy. But if that is your lore, go for it. Okay. What in the fuck? So we can't. Okay. So first things first. We can't lie one flat. Um, Alongside the bottom next to the other one. We know we can't do that. So that means that we, at least on the first layer, we rule out a 3. Is there a way to come back and get? Can I do this? No, I didn't think so. What if I did this? No. Why doesn't that one work? I guess it's because it can't rotate to the other spot. So, yeah, it can't rotate that way. Um, so what if we did this? So that's the 3. But then we can't do this, right? So it falls apart here. But if we do this? Why did that work? Doesn't go that direction, does it? No, it doesn't. That's why. Yeah, Tomple, I know. I just want to believe. I just want to cope. I just want to cope out of my mind. So it would need to be this shape. And then... There we go. There is an easier solution. I don't care, Topple. I got one of them. I don't want to hear the good. I don't want. I'll take my hard solution. Sure, Top. Give me the other one. Give me the other one. Go for it. I. What is the other solution? I'm gonna keep looking at this one though for the time being. Where in tarnation? So I mean, I'm just gonna like. So obviously we can't do this for a number of reasons, right? Like this, the main reason we can't do that. But we just have to figure out which shape this, like where we can fit this. Just go through the middle and split the panel in half. Oh my god, Topple, I hate my life. Oh, fuck me! Oh my god, I'm a baboon, man. Oh my god. Oh shit. Yeah, that. You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh my god. Okay, so I mean, we know we have to end up on this side because we flat out can't. Oh, I like my solution too. I liked my solution. I liked it. I liked my solution. Oh, that's funny. That is funny though. Oh god damn it. Okay. So actually, oh, these work as buttons? I wish it didn't rotate the way it's choosing to rotate at the slow as molasses pace it's doing, but you know, I guess we just have to sit here and wait and think about life's choices. Stare back into the abyss. Solution for these nuts. Cindy, you're not even the first person to say that. Literally yesterday, someone messaged me on Steam saying, "Witness these nuts in your mouth," and then tried to do a dab emote on Steam. So you weren't even the first. Ugh. What do we got here now? Oh, we got more rotating nonsense. It's more funny when it's a friend, not random persons. I mean, that was literally somebody like I know, right? Because that's like that's somebody like I met in like WoW or whatever, or not WoW. That was Final Fantasy. Um, so that's a 4 block, which doesn't technically need to. Oh man, once we start getting into like these really wonky shapes, you know what I'm gonna do? I was gonna say I'm gonna split it right down the middle, and that's like shit. That doesn't work that way. Cause I was like, I want to do it right down the middle, just because it worked one time. Why can't it work this time? That's like, wait, you can't do that because it doesn't work on any of the shapes. Shit. Okay, what if we just did all the shapes uh without one another? So like, what if we just did this? Um, it's so like this. What if we just did that? Why does that? Oh, because it's a 4 and a 2, so we only have 5. We can't do 6. Fair enough. So what if we try that again a tad bit differently? So what if we instead did this? This shouldn't work, right? Because it's going to be one too many. Yeah, because it's 5, and I can't carve that one out. Okay. But I can shift it. Oh, right, because I had it like this. I didn't have it the other way. There we go. It's more funny when it's a friend. My poem collection is still growing, but they so long that they only fit if split in 2 messages. Writing poems for chat really fills said chat. Maybe our writer understands. Our fanfic writer, Cindy, can you relate to our poem writer? You can combine your powers into horny poems. And then you can be roses are red, violet, or roses are red, hmm. Roses are red, my balls are blue, Asterion you're hot, let me fuck you. There you go. Let's see. And that poem's versatile, like you can replace Asterian's name with literally any other pro tag. So you could do Arthur Morgan or whatever the fuck that you're on about. Yes, I can relate to the poems because they are beautiful as well written as a mini poems about my men's and Shakespearean way. You write iambic penta you 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 write horny posts in iambic pentameter. Jesus. Wow, so wow, original with your poem. Yeah, I know. I try very hard to get my horny posting correct. Uh, how would we? So what if we did this? No, not quite. Because it doesn't give me access to getting this one in here. 2 days ago, I got in a chat order for an Anthro Dragons. That person wanted to mess with me, but I made him speechless. I mean, to be fair, Tomple, that could basically be Cindy. You're basically halfway there with Cindy. Cindy's an Anthro Cat Dragon, which is also a magic card. So why she doesn't have a commander deck for the Cat Dragon, I don't know. But he forgot his joke about the joke he wanted to make. Good. How can this doesn't work? This doesn't work because wait, no, wait, no, it can work. It can work. Wait, can it? Yeah, if I do this, right? No, not quite. If I cut it out this one, right? Yes. Wait, there's a cat dragon and fuck. Where am I messaging my husband right now? I need this. Yeah, there's a cat dragon. I mean, I think there's actually probably a couple cat dragons at this point. Who want to read the poem? I mean, go ahead, post it in here, Toffle. I don't care. Cindy will read it. I'll end up reading it. Well, might as well. There you go, Cindy. It's not the first set it's from technically, but it is the card. And then it makes these. I don't think it won't like. And it makes these tokens. So go have at it, Cindy. Okay. Oh, I've seen those tokens before. They're adorable, yeah. And it's from a real card. They're real. Okay, older than the mountain shape, still sweeter than each grape. Could tear the sky to little shreds like flicking of a thread, but would rather hoard in all upworld books, sharpening its intellect instead. With angel's grace and demonic shape, pure chaos to it invoke. So with human shape it roam in peace, within masses they encloak. Wandering the world, omniscient to everything it holds, standing tall to all that comes to it, immune to every warms and colds, although it's not the highest of being, it is the most profound. So through years of traveling, know everything in worlds bound, so there it stands, the head up high, with endless youth to spare, as the wisest of them all, he's bound to once becoming the world's heir. Ah. I could have like mispronounced some of that in there, so like maybe it stopped. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I messed up some of the rhyming schema in there, but that's me. Okay. So we have a 3x3. We have a 3x3 that can't be rotated, or 3x2 that can't be rotated, not a 3x3. We have a 3x2 that can't be rotated, and I'm gonna take a page out of the book from the last one. I'm gonna take a picture of the book from the last one that Tomple talked about, and we're gonna solve it that way. Where as soon as I saw the stupid fucking rotating ones again, I'm like, there's got to be some dumb bullshit where I can just rotate them into a block, and I found it. Thank you, Tomple, for your for your poem, and thank you for also pointing out the other puzzle. The trap breaks it up weirdly, and I can't set text breaks. That would make it easier to read. Yeah, well, Twitch is not made for. Twitch is not made for soliloquies, haikus, and the rest of the poetic verses. Can I just make a block out of this? So probably not. At least not in that sense. What in the hell, actually? Oh, this one's kind of weird. So technically, these ones can make a block, right? Like a 2x3. A 2x3 that can be rotated. Or... So, let's just, like, pretend to start a shape. So here's our initial one. Obviously we haven't added in the other things yet, but that's fine for the purposes. So this is our one shape. Obviously that gets us nowhere with any of the other blocks, right? So if instead we need to rope this in, there's no reason this should work. There's no way in hell this would work because it doesn't make any sense. But that's fine. I'm just trying to understand what I'm doing here. So yeah. There was no reason that would even remotely work. Um, so theoretically, we could flip it. We could flip one of these two in onto itself and make kind of like a weird shape. It'd be like a weird, like kind of almost moose-like shape. I'm gonna say like 2 by 2 blocks with or maybe like a very simplified what is it? What is the bomber class in Star Wars? The Y-wing or something? I don't know. I don't know anything about these dragons and worked that out within 5 minutes of Googling. I'm German, so rhyming in English is hard. Hi, Spades. Welcome in. Wow, currently 25 watch streak. Spades, we're not immediately ending today. Isn't that amazing? So to everyone else in here, Spades has come in to the channel like 5 minutes or like right and he lost everything. He's come into the channel over the last I think like 5 times I've streamed at like the last 5 minutes of stream or something. Each and every time. Like it's like I'm wrapping up and he's coming in. So, welcome Spades. How's your day going? Okay, what do we have here? So we have like this weird elongated pattern we can make. But how does that help us? How does that get to our shapes? So we could do something like this. But then I can't get back. Right? Like I can't do this, right? No. Can I do this? Almost, I think. So if we rotate the other one like 90 degrees, we... I want to say this is very close. It's going, I'm tired. Yeah, so what we've talked about is we've talked about poetry, fan fiction. We've talked a bit about Magic the Gathering. Uh, and then we've talked about how I'm an idiot in this game. So I think that's probably I think that covered I think that's the spark notes of the topics we've covered today. So if you have anything on those subjects, go ahead, shoot it out, shout it out. If not, you know, we just keep going. Nope, I got nothing. Alrighty then. So yeah, my thoughts on this. This seems so close, yet I think I have to carve out some stuff at the bottom. Um, I'm gonna take a picture of this because I want to. And I fucked it. Okay. Anyway. I don't believe that's correct. So, and I think I just lost my actual picture for it. Oh well. If I'll eventually pull up the right thing, because I'm currently opening up just like all the windows that are not the correct thing. Okay, we are in the right window. So my thoughts actually were like, cut out this. Bring this. Like that. That looks correct to me. So we rotate the 3x3, or the 3 and the 3. We get it in this bottom right corner. Then no, I think we have one too many. Right? We do, but we just have to carve it out. We just have to carve this one out. We got there. The water pumps are gone! The water pumps are pumping! We have access. We have a blue circle, or a blue circle. I should just quit. I need to leave. Is it like reverse? What is... Is it like subtract? What am I looking at? What are you, blue square? Blue square, I don't understand! Should I know what blue square does? Should I be able to, should I go to like another one of these sections, or do they eventually clear up? Uh-oh. Oh, now it just rotates about its axis. Okay. Maybe I don't have access to any... I thought there were other water pumps. Should I know how to do blue squares? Do I need to go find a different tutorial for blue square? I mean, like, it's some sort of, like, subtraction or something, I imagine, but... Oh, I need to make a blue square! Wait. How does that... No, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. I mean, I get... I don't understand. Why does that work? What am I not understanding? Is it just removing... What am I not understanding here? I mean, the obvious thing here is that... Like, it's going to be the entire thing minus 2 blocks somewhere. But why is it, like, why did that work? Would that have worked on, like, another basis somewhere? Or is it, like, all of them need to be included... I don't know. Me. So, like... That doesn't really work. Yeah, I was gonna say, that also wouldn't make sense. So we need to carve out the center bit. But how do we carve out the center bit without losing... I'm trying to better understand this one. So we need the middle. We need the middle out. So we know that. But how do we actually get the middle out? Because we can't... I mean, I guess, like, theoretically... That? So I don't fully understand that one, and I'm very worried for the future when that becomes, you know, more prominent. So red's still shut, or at least this one is. That one looks open, but I don't think we have access to it. This one's open. I've been here? What? Is this just like, oops, accidentally already done or something? I don't... No. Um... I still don't fully understand blue squares. So my understanding is I do need to bring them inside of the shape. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. What if I did this? No. Do they need to be brought inside of the shape? They were in that one. I'm just gonna double check on the other ones. Were they inside of the others? Inside, 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 inside. So yes, the answer was yes. They need to be inside of the shape just as well. But then you remove another one. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I don't understand the full, like, or how much free will, how much free will do we have with our removing? That's my question. So if we, is there a way in which, I was gonna say that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Is there a way in which we can, um, so the blue is so my understanding is the blue is allowed to be both a part of the shape, but it's allowed to be like a dead square in the shape. Is that correct? So what if we did this? No, because I can't. I'd have to have this in here too. And this doesn't work that way. So what if I grabbed all of these? Did I just try this? I might have. But what if we then did this? Okay. Still not sure I fully understand. So blue is allowed to count as part of the shape itself, or so like this is my 4 theoretically, or it's it takes off one of my blocks from this, so it's a 3, and then this one takes off one of the blocks from this one, so it's also a 3. So they both function as being allowed to be a part of it, but they also both remove a block that needs to be part of the equation. Yeah. So let's see. These ones can't be rotated either, so that's something to also keep in mind. Um, hmm, that doesn't work. So I can remove one from one of these shapes, is once again my understanding. So we have a 4x4 grid. We could theoretically start like this. The problem then becomes we don't exactly have a way. So this is one of our shapes we need. This doesn't make sense. I knew it doesn't make sense. Not only did it not make sense, it wasn't going to work because it wasn't even inside the shape correctly. So like that's our shape. That's the shape we need. So what if I did this? No. And from my understanding is because we can't get rid of those ones that way. So we have adds. I'm just gonna wait here and think about our lives. Huh. That was a 3x3. We made it a 3x3. Blue has to be a part of the equation. If we made that a 1x3, would that matter? Wait. So during the last 3 minutes, first of all, welcome back. During the last 3 minutes, I had a chance to think about some things. First, I thought about some of my favorite Magic cards and how I like to play Magic with people, but I also recognize that my favorite way to play Magic is anti-fun for other people. So to help you guys understand that, my favorite enchantment for a long time was probably Blood Moon. What it is now, I'm not sure. I also really like just like the art on Blood Moon. Favorite creature was probably the original Elish Norn. Very pretty art. Love the art. Have a print of it somewhere in the house full of artworks and prints from this game. But you don't. No one else needs creatures. Only I do. And then it let me look into myself, and I didn't want to do that anymore. So I looked back at our board here, and what I decided I think is the correct solution is if we remove our little pip here, so we just have a regular L, a 3x2, then we should have like this, which when then stacked on top of the 4 does not work because I did not include this. Okay, well I felt big brain and instead I'm small brain. What if we instead, no, we can't remove. I was like, what if we instead remove the other part of that? And then the issue with that is I still don't end up with the entire piece, right? Unless, no. Unless, no. I felt big brain for a bit, but wait, can I remove any? Like, this shouldn't work, right? No. I felt so good about it. I was like, oh, I got it. I got it while I was gone. The answer was, yeah, this is the answer. And it's like, nope, you completely forgot how one of the rules of the puzzles works. And it's like, well, fuck. Back to trying to figure out who framed Roger Rabbit. So we could theoretically do something like this, right? But the problem then becomes we have like all this extra space out over here. So is there a way to get rid of that? This doesn't work. We know that for obvious reasons. This would theoretically make it. This would theoretically make our top piece work, right? Or like hypothetically? Okay. Can we carve out the rest of that shape? No, not exactly. So, what if we chose to cut out like this? Yes! Okay. This one looks kind of fucky. Um... So, this almost looks like a 4x4, right? Or can it be made into a 4x4 is my question, somehow? For... These can't be rotated. I have to remember that. They cannot be rotated. And from my understanding is that this square is subtracting a whole block. Versus like if it was in 4, if it was like 1 and 4, I'd be able to subtract 1 4 times versus this is just one solitary block of 4 I can remove. So where slash how can I remove that shape? So let's look at, I guess, from the perspective of if we were to say, let's say remove this block, like if we were to be doing, if we were to try to start with this shape, it looks something like this? No. So, let's see. This is my thought process. This is my thought. No. Ugh, this one's tricky. Since they can't be rotated, we can't do our, like, easy line fixes. Um, is there a way to Tetris stack them and remove just, like, 4 blocks? So if we put that there, I wish I had grid paper or something, man. I do not have grid paper. I might be going to Staples later tonight. I might literally just like to look at chairs, and I might literally go in there and be like, I need grid paper. Let's see if they have grid paper. I'm drawing squares on box. I'm drawing squares on a piece of on like those like yellow pen pads right now. If I could figure out how to get it working in, I mean, I probably could literally get it working in Clip Studio, and then I could actually just like do it on the stream. But right now, I don't want to be asked to do that in Clip Studio. Um, where can we remove like 4 of these shapes? So we need to at least eliminate. What is this board, man? It's like obviously that wasn't gonna work, but so if we just ignored, obviously this won't work because we don't have the other two, but like this shouldn't work. Why does that work? Why does that work? Would I just fucking oh my god. If I oh, if I put them if I put the two that are mirrored together with their 2 block sides together, and then remove those 4, I have 1 line of 4 and then the L. Okay. Okay. We did get there. Fantastic. What the fuck is this? What? What in the fuck? So, I mean, we're So let's see. We need to grab these ones. I don't like this one. Oh, I don't like this one. Oh, what the fuck? We can remove two. Hey, Ruin. How are you doing today? We're over here puzzling. How's Scar doing in Fields of Mystria? What's going on over there? Okay, so if we were to remove... If we were to move one block from... Man, this one's tricky. Scar's done for today, and I missed most of the stream. I had to go get a tooth pulled. Oof. Was it like at least a wisdom tooth, or was it like a proper tooth that like just was not able to be saved? What in the fuck is this one, man? I cannot conceptualize this well enough. Uh... So we need to at least take away one square from our far left item, or take away one square, or not from our far right, our far. We need to take away one square from our actual shape, our actual Tetris piece, so that we can fit it in our board. Because if we remove the middle piece, and then we can like nudge it in, so then we have almost like a we have like a 3 by 3 by 3, so we have what is like actually what I believe is what is the shape of a Y-wing, right? Not a wisdom tooth. Tooth was cracked from being hit. Oh, yeah, it does suck. Were you playing sports? Were you doing the sports ball? Were you playing like hockey and got like hit in the mouth? Or did you accident? Or did you like fall? You know what? Don't answer that. Don't have to answer that. Don't answer that. I don't know why I'm asking that. Don't do that. That's tough. I had a lot of dental issues myself. Sucks every time. Yeah, I think I've had to get braces. I've chipped my tooth slightly, and then I've had to these puzzles are way too far past me, so I missed a lot of the game learning over the week meetings. So I mean, the only thing, I mean, I'm still kind of like stuck on blue. So blue has to be brought into the puzzle just like just like the other ones, the yellow ones. But then blue means you can subtract a dot from one of the shapes. So like the one on the far left, we were able to subtract a chunk of 4 blocks out of our shapes. So here we can remove 2 small squares from our shapes. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So like this Y wing that we have here, which I believe is what it is. I believe that's the terminology. Whatever that stupid bomber is on the Rebels side of Star Wars. Because there's the X-wing. Where's the X-wing? Fuck it, I'm gonna Google. I'm not Googling the answer, I'm Googling the fucking Y-wing. Y-wing Star Wars. Yeah! Okay. That was what I was thinking of. Cool, great, fantastic. Back to looking at the actual stream. Uh fuck. But uh-oh. I'm like switching back and forth on some of this between using the mouse and keyboard and the controller. It's just like depends on where I'm at. So yeah, so if we went back to that Y-wing sort of shape. We need to get back into our other part of the puzzle. So I think I literally just did that, so that's not gonna work. No, this is how I did it before, right? This is how I had done it. So if instead... No. So... Oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Because I was rotating it, I think. I think I was rotating it. What is the goal? So the goal here, Ruin, is we need to make the shape and get to the exit. So if we go back to these other puzzles, we saw our we saw the 4 block, and we had to make 2 blocks with these, but we had a minus here, so we had to include all of these within our shape, and then we got to subtract the block. So we had our full horizontal 4 block, and then we subtracted our 1 blue from the 4 vertical. So we have the 4, and then we have a 3 vertical. So that's what we did. And then same here, we subtracted 1 from each of them, because we have 2 blue dots in the puzzle, so we did 3 and 3. Similar here, we have our 4 horizontal, and then we removed this little nub one with our blue dot, or a blue square. So we subtracted this one, so we were left with only the L. So we are making our way through these. So we have to combine these 2 shapes while removing 2 of the squares for utility to fill the space and get out the exit, which is up in the top left. So like, I'd love for the answer to just be that. I'll be real. I was really hoping the answer would just be like, go up the entire board, goodbye, good night. That was never going to be the case, but it would have been really funny if it was. So if instead, what if we eliminated the whole bottom row? Can we do something with that? Yeah, that's exactly my point. Yeah. It's either that, or it's either we need to take out this block, or we need to take out one of these blocks to fit that block. Exactly. But yeah, yeah, exactly so. So either way, it needs to either remove this one or remove one of these to do it. So it has to be. We know it has to be one of these two, or the middle block on this one. So if we apologies if you can hear the pen clicking. It is next to my mouth, and that's just generally how I think if I have a pen in my hand. Um, let's see. So, man, I really need grid paper for this. Or, like, actually just log into Clip Studio. And the checkerboard is the size of the board, so we can slot the Y into it and pick one or more to kill. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what we need to do. Because otherwise we're doing like this. We're doing like a hopscotch style. And we quite literally cannot do it in the same way that the board currently shows us. Good for you, Sil. I'm glad that you came in later. Yep, good for you. Yep, you did it. You got it. I'm gonna sit here for another hour. Okay. So let's say we take out the one from the Y, and we just slot this in immediately. Um, we'd have to like get this one back in. Because we also need to go and get this. We have to do that one. We have to get this block in somehow. I mean, it wasn't gonna be correct, but I needed to believe. I needed copium in my veins, hopium in my heart. Okay, so let's say we remove this one here, and we slot it in right here. So our initial thing would look like this. It would look like our Y-wing again. Right? Kinda. It would look like that would be our Y-wing. So let's just see. We can't really do this one because we need to have the yellow in. Which kind of makes me think we need to end here. But if we try to remove this one, does that work? And how would that work? Because we have to remove this block. So how many blocks have we removed currently? So as it stands, we have removed... Oh wait, no, it's not our Y-wing, because we've added 2... So we've made the middle row 4 deep. And this one is still technically only 2, right? So... No. So there's only 2 places you can theoretically put... Oh, where are you putting the Y-wing? I was putting it down here, but maybe that's not possible. Maybe we have to put it like up here. So if we put it up here... Um, so what's the deal here? Wait, no, this is the... This was the whatever puzzle. That was the, This was the... This was the bridge puzzle. Why is that here? Yeah, no. I'm trying to... I was wondering why, Yeah, no. I got that. I got that. I was just trying to understand why it's showing me the bridge puzzle, but I'm realizing it's showing me that because it's telling me, I guess, which section has the, which section just got. Well, I thought it might be because it was telling me which section got like the water removed from it. Okay, so here, how does this one work? Is it just going to be zeroed out? So 0, 0, and then this also should just end up being 0, 0. I mean, if I'm understanding this correctly, no. Why did this one open up? Did that open up before I fucked up? I wasn't paying enough attention to see if they both were lit up before or after. So what if I just did this? No. So is it more like this? Doesn't like any of that. So how come that other one worked? This won't do anything because that doesn't make sense. My understanding here was... I'm just curious. Would this only have worked if I did it the one way? No. Would this have only worked if I had just done it the one way? Okay, no. But I can theoretically... Or is it like, just make the box? But in which case, what... This one confuses me. I recognize looking around the room does nothing for me. I just need a brief bit of reprieve from looking directly at the puzzle, because we have been puzzling for a while. And I just need to, like, give my brain some time to process, to cool down a bit. So I'm just looking around the room, giving myself some rest. Okay, let's see. Because even during our breaks, I was still literally, like, looking at the game, so it's not like I was even really resting during breaks. So if we have to grab all of the shapes... How would that work? Because, like, here it kind of makes sense. It's all the same shape. But there's no way... Uh-huh. That's not a real person. Nobody comes into channels and just says, hey, let's connect into on Discord. Nobody does that. It's not a real person. I mean, this is, as far as I can tell... No, it's probably not the only way to do that. And doing it like the reverse shape isn't going to do anything different either, so... What am I not understanding? Yeah, no, that just wants your Discord information for whatever purposes it wants. So, let's just get rid of it. Ugh. What to do, what to do, what to do. I'm not really following this one. What if we skip it and go to this one? That won't help me. What if we skip it and go to the one that makes even less sense to me? How? What's your understanding of the rules here? So, my understanding of the rules was like... If we just had the two here, it would have been this, right? But since we're able to subtract 2, I just went along the path and, like, nulled us out. Same here, because we subtracted 1 each time. So my understanding for this puzzle is that we can subtract 1 block twice, and then we can subtract a vertical 2 block 1 time. So my understanding is theoretically I could like fully eliminate the square on a technicality, but or like but I have to like grab the blues, don't I? But at the same time, why didn't I really kind of have to like grab the blues here? So I think I might have a misunderstanding. Because I was pretty certain I had, because like because the blues do get grabbed in this. Hi Neilum, or Neilmu, how's it going? It's been it's I was gonna say it's been a while. You were here literally yesterday, so I can't say that. If you're applying all the blues to the square, then you need to make the 3 shape for the 3. Yeah, but I have to grab everything, is my understanding. So like I can't just do this. Like they still have to. Like, so this worked technically because while it looks like 0, it still technically coincided with all of them. That's my understanding of it still. So, like, I'd somehow would have to. Like, grab all of these in some capacity somehow. Because they still technically need to be in the shape in some capacity. Uh, it's like 6:15. I feel like we're about to hit ads in like 18 minutes. It's a bit unceremonious. Uh, but I might look to call it here for the day. It is dinner. We're about 3 hours in. I did label it as kind of a shorter stream. And I might be going to Staples afterwards. So I don't want to be like, hey, I'll be back in 15 minutes after dinner if ads are then gonna roll and then it's gonna be oops, I have to go to Staples. So I don't want to do that. Let's see who else is playing this game right now, shall we? Yeah, it is dinner time. So let's see who else is playing right now. Is there anyone playing right now? Uh, it looks like she speaks German. I think she's the only other person that's in this category right now. Which technically works for one of us. Technically, finally free for meetings and you're on your way out. Exactly, Picto. You are the spades of the day. Congratulations. You're spades of the day. Now all you have to do is do gamble all and lose it all, and then you're truly the spades of the day. Um, but yeah, I think I am gonna head out for the evening. I might be back later tonight once. You're. That's not fair. That's not fucking fair. That's not fucking fair, Picto. Nope, you're not. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Thank you for the follow, Andy. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's just go right over there. I don't necessarily know if she's got German in her title. Oh yeah, that's definitely German. Oh, it looks like she's also leaving. She's waving goodbye. So never mind, that's not happening. Okay. Where else can we fucking where else can we go? Mimix is playing Dark Souls Remastered. That's very different. Some of you will like that, some of you might not. Other than that, yeah, I got nobody. I got nothing. So we're gonna go look at Mimix. He's playing Dark Souls. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Anyway, thank you for stopping in today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I really enjoyed talking with you all. Hope to see you all again. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Might be later tonight. Not quite sure on that one. That one's a bit iffy. But thank you all. And then I'm having a stroke. I actually have to make sure to shut the game because I've been leaving it open for like 8 hours a day because I don't close. I managed to cancel OBS, but I never remember to actually close the game after doing that. So once again, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good day. Hope to see you all again soon, and take care.